cold out today, so I got my coat on. I am going out to check on the garden. We have lettuce, spinach, carrots, broccoli, onions, and garlic in the ground right now. It is towards the end of April, so our onions have been in the ground for maybe a week. No, probably almost 2 weeks now. Probably we're getting towards 2 weeks now. Our garlic's doing awesome, so I'm going to show you a little bit of that. We have our garden gate here that Josiah built. Love it so much. He did such a good job. But there's a little lever here. Super cool. So this is kind of the start of our garden space here. These stones on the side, we're going to push them out over there. And over there is going to be our corn, cucumbers, tomatoes, basil, pole beans, things like that. We might experiment with a couple other things this year, but all of our onions on the ground. Let me get low so you can see them. So we have close to 300 onions planted. So I think they're doing pretty well. They're starting to kind of shoot up some new green growth. So I'm excited about that. Over there in that corner, you can see our more onions over here. Our garlic is doing fabulous. This is our first year growing garlic. So we planted them, I don't even know. I think towards the end of September last year, maybe even the beginning of October. I need to ask Josiah, but planted them late fall last year, and they are doing well. So let me walk through here back to our path. I'll come over here, and I don't have a path yet, but show you our strawberries, which are also doing fabulous. We've had some warmer weather this year, so they've kind of kicked off a little early. But you can see they're exploding, got lots of flowers on them, which will turn into strawberries. We're gonna make this whole corner kind of a strawberry patch is the goal. So I'm excited about that. We just planted these last year, so this is kind of a new venture for us. Over here is our raspberry bushes. Super excited about that. They are going everywhere. We're gonna have to cut some back because they're even, our bushes over here outside the garden, and we even have shoots coming up, you know, several feet away inside the garden, and some other places along the fence. So didn't realize they spreaded so much. But yeah, so our garden over here is itty bitty shoots coming out. You can kind of see, got a row of broccoli here. And this you can barely see, but some carrots coming up. Think green onion, which you really can't see. You can see this more. Spinach, a whole row of spinach. And then we got some lettuce over here on the end. I'm gonna plant some more lettuce this weekend. Everything is looking good so far this year. We put some pebbles here to kind of, I think it's nice for the entrance of the garden here. I will shut our awesome gate.
Strawberries are doing great. Look at that. It's almost as big as my hand. Strawberries really taking off this year.
We are planting the garden. I'm so excited. Alrighty, so it is April 9th, I think, and the garden is in full swing. It is looking so good. I am so happy. So you can see our fence there that we got up. Still have to cut the tops off of those, but we are just about finished with that. Over here, I planted our early spring crops, so lettuce, spinach, carrots. What else did I do? Broccoli and green onion. So I have a row of each of those there. I'm probably going to try and do another row of a couple more rows of lettuce, but I'm going to periodically do it a week apart so that hopefully we have them in increments. And over here, which what I am most excited about, is our onions. So Josiah's over here working on the onions. We are doing onion transplants. So we're starting from the onion plant. We get them from a place nearby here. So we're putting them about 4 to 5 inches apart, more like 5. Over here we're doing the purple onions, right? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Purple, is purple and red onion the same thing?
For the most part, yeah.
Well, over here we have our purple onions that Josiah is planting. I'll kind of show you. So all this is going to be onion. I am planting our yellow onions. I have them about 5 to 7 inches apart this way and that way. These are just regular yellow onions. They start with a V. I don't remember the name, but these always last the longest. So far of all the onions we planted, these last the longest in storage. So we're planting lots and lots this year, and I am so excited. I am so happy out here planting. This is like, I can't stop smiling because it just makes me so happy. Last year, we planted less than what we're planting this year. And I think, what did we harvest in July? We harvested in July, and we did not run out of onions in our storage from our garden until the end of December. So I'm really hoping maybe we can make it a few more months, if not have like a year's supply next year. So we will see if we have enough to last us until our harvest in summer next year.
That would be ideal. What kind of onions do we have? All of, like, what are the different ones? We get
These
the
are, I don't know,
Vidalia.
they're called, yeah, that's it. I don't know, something like that. And then we also planted just a couple rows of white onions.
Those are
and
over
then
here.
a
The ones
couple
that I was
rows
planting.
of purple onions over there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thought we maybe should have done some more purple, but oh well. We eat these the most, so. Onions aren't like the prettiest thing in your garden though.
You got the garlic here. Growing up. That's actually taking off nice.
Are you already planting?
Yeah.
We have a lot of our seeds in, so I'll show you what we got going on. Over here in these rows is our corn, and over the back there you can see our strawberries growing. So we did a line here of bush beans, and then 2 lines of bush beans, and then you come over here where we have pole beans on either side of our path. We're going to build hopefully some little archway here. And then over here we put some snap peas, which we're late in planting, so we'll just see how those do. Then over here we are doing our tomatoes, basil, and more tomatoes and basil. All that's tomatoes and basil.
all of our lettuce. That would be leaf lettuce. Broccoli growing up nice. All right, let's take a look at the onions. Get the gate here. All right, so we got all the onions put in the ground. Everything is doing fabulous, and as you can see from the onions, things are going great, and we have a ton of them. I don't even remember the various kinds that we had put in, but there are a lot. White onions, candy onions, sweet Vidalia onions, other purple onions, and we are going to be using them all. Obviously, when the time comes, I'm going to do a video on the curing process, what we do, and I'm looking forward to doing that because that means we will be having our onions a lot sooner. Garlic is looking great. It's getting close to harvest time. I know some people wait a little bit longer. We're obviously going to wait a little bit longer. They still have a little bit ways to go. People will tell you that when the garlic scapes start to come up like this, and then they start to get nice and curly, almost kind of something like that, then they'll wait another couple of weeks. They'll cut those off actually and wait another couple of weeks before harvesting. We'll wait till the outer, probably 2 or 3 layers turn brown and start to die off before we pull them out. We want them to be big cloves of garlic with full developed flavor, and the way we do that is by letting them grow a little bit more. Now, we don't want too many of those outer layers to die, because when those leaves die, that means a layer of the garlic is dying also. And for the curing process, we want them to cure, and how we do that is by not letting too many of these outer layers die. They're a little bit different than the onions because onions, you can just let the whole entire tops die over, turn brown, and then pull them up out of the ground. But garlic's just a little bit different than that, just because their leaves out here are tied up in their layers. And as you can see, we have a ton of garlic, but we have a lot of plans for that. We're going to mince some of it, put it in jars and various stuff like that, but more details on that to come. So yeah, onions are doing great. Everything else is doing great. I don't know how much longer our cool weathered vegetables are going to make it. The spinach that we planted is already starting to bolt. And some of it's gone bitter. I had some of the lettuce the other day. Some of it is bitter as well. So I'll just keep picking it and eating it until it gets really disgusting. Our green onions are doing great. They're just popping up. And I just like to put those on different things. Our broccoli is doing well. Again, I don't know if all of these are going to make it. It's starting to warm up quite a bit here. I think next week the weather is going to I think next week the weather's going to be like in the mid to upper 80s, so we'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath on those, but that's okay. Here in this fall, I plan on doing a very big cool weather crop garden, and I think that I am going to do it really big. And I'm going to take this whole area and turn it into various greens that I like to use for salads and stuff like that. So I'm super pumped about that. All of our beans are doing fabulous. This is the little trellis that I was talking to you about that we built. It's not the best thing, but sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. We just used some of our chicken wire, bought some of these cattle poles or whatever you want to call them, and fence poles, and dug them into the ground, and yeah, it works. And it's not going to matter once the beans start climbing up it, because then it's going to look awesome. But what I really wanted to show you is all of these strawberries. Look at that. All of them are being eaten. here. Yeah. Not sure what happened there. Yeah. We have lots of side projects and stuff that we are planting just everywhere. We just enjoy it a ton. So our goal is just to plant as much stuff everywhere as much as we can. We planted a ton of flowers up here. These are all zinnias that are going to pop up. We love zinnias because they are awesome. They look great. Planted some lavender there, some spearmint, some lemon balm there. I'm working on growing an herb garden because I enjoy teas and I want to get into start making some of my own teas. So as those start coming up, I'm going to start looking into seeing all the different recipes that I can concoct to make my own teas. Some marigolds there, wild bee balm. Obviously those aren't all they aren't all herbs, but until I can get to the store to get some other ones, we're going to plant some flowers in the meantime, so it'll look pretty up here. Obviously all of our flowers along here looking good. Another favorite of ours are Sweet Williams. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Just gorgeous. And of course, like they say, they're sweet. They smell like candy. Got multicolored ones popping up here. And of course, all of our raspberries. These things are exploding. By exploding, I mean everywhere. I tried this idea with my raspberries to where the idea is you make like a V shape in the middle here, and so you pull the vines to either side so that the sun can come down in through the middle, and it makes almost like a V shape. That's what a lot of people that grow them do, because it helps get the sun down into the middle and less death from the foliage in the middle, and it helps the you to be able to pick the berries easier and all of that. But as you can see, my line didn't hold up and they just kind of grew all over the place anyways, and they're literally popping up everywhere. That one just happened to spawn right inside the garden, so it's whatever. They just do what they want. There's another one inside the garden gate, and the garden fits. And yeah, strawberries are doing great. They're absolutely loaded with strawberries. I'm excited because I eat a lot of smoothies, and I'm excited to be able to come pick them, freeze them, and use them for strawberries, and use them for smoothies. And then we're starting on a good rotation here, getting a video out a week, so try to keep up, and we'll keep you guys posted. Ciao.